Hey guys, so gonna do a video on my 3/4 ton, which I've done one before, but it's a little nicer outside. I can get away from the truck a little bit. I have done one, but guys have been asking me for more content on it. We will actually be doing some work on it. We're gonna do some work on it this weekend. I got a rear pinion seal that's leaking. I'm gonna lower the truck back down because it's like 3 inches higher than stock still, and I want to lower it down. So we're gonna go back to the stock block in the rear, maybe even a little lower. I haven't decided yet because I have some other blocks, so we might actually go lower than stock in the rear. I'm gonna go to stock springs back in the front again. Like I said, I use this thing for towing. So it was a few years where I used the truck. It was just like a daily driver. I never used it for towing. I had a 1-ton dually, so it was just more of a it was basically a car with a box with 700 horsepower basically. But now it's turned back into my tow rig now, and it was my tow rig before that. So something that I am going to do right now, the thing's kind of in poor old thing's kind of in disrepair. It is wrapped. I wrapped it 4 or 5 years ago. I'm going to pull the wrap off. I'm going to get rid of the black across the bottom. That's rocker guard that I did, and I absolutely hate the rocker guard. It's not the rocker guard that I hate, I just don't like the look. And the day I put it on there, I wish I wouldn't have, but you know, it is what it is, right? And it's been on there for a couple years. It irks me. I don't like it. So the truck's going to get repainted this, it'll be this year. It'll get painted. The boys next door, A Canadian Auto Body, are going to repaint it. They're going to be the ones doing the shorty as well. I don't have time or the space to do it anymore, so I will probably show a little bit of that, of the painting of both the trucks. But anyways, so it's a 1995. I've had the truck since 2008, I think. Yeah, 2008. I have replaced basically everything on the truck, except for the cab, the front door, or for the doors and the frame. Everything else I have changed. So it's got a Dana 80 in the rear, Dana 60 in the front. It is an automatic truck. It's got a 47 RH, always has been. Now I got traction bars on it, and the traction bars that I put on there are actually traction bars that I built quite a few years ago. I wanted to see how small of a tube, I don't know if you guys, I don't have a tape measure on me, but just to give you an idea, this is a 10 mil wrench, so that gives you an idea how small that tube is, and then the tube on top is even smaller. But it's heavy, relatively heavy wall. But I wanted to see how small of a bar you could put in there, and if it would, you know, if you could bend it or break it. This truck has seen a bit of abuse, and I've never bent them. Obviously they're trussed too, so that helps. And then the mounts in the front were kind of another design. It was an R&D thing. They didn't work. They're still on here, but they didn't work. So I'm going to be lowering it. I'm going to pull those traction bars off. We're going to build a new set of traction bars. I think, being that I have a 3-link in the front, I think I'm going to do away with that, and I'm going to go back to a stockish type setup in the front now, which kind of sucks because I cut this bracket half off, so I'll have to build something for that. But we're not going to do that to start with. I might leave them on there. It just depends on how it works when I put the stock springs back in, the stock shocks. It's got new Bilsteins in the back, and now I got Fox reservoirs in the front. Both of them are leaking. I love the shocks. They were good for a few years, and then they started leaking. And yeah, this truck doesn't actually have that many miles on it since I put the shocks in. It did a lot of sitting though, so that doesn't help them. Now this bumper will be coming off. It's a bumper I made out of scrap because I didn't have a bumper. So this will be coming off, and I'd like to put a sport bumper on this. I'd like a sport bumper for that too, and this, but I can't find one. They're pretty hard. They're hard to find around here. So I think what's going to happen to that to start with, either I'm going to keep that bumper on it, which doesn't look horrible. Just not the way I wanted it to look, but I might keep that bumper on it, and then we'll just paint when we paint the truck, if I haven't got a sport bumper by then, we'll just paint the bumper itself. but we'll see. I'd like to get a sport bumper because I think it would look cool with a sport bumper. I was thinking about putting a 4th gen bumper on it, but I'm not a huge fan of it myself. But I don't know, we'll see. Because I could put the 4th gen bumper on it, and then when I get a sport bumper, we can change it if, you know, if I want to change it. But we'll see. Now, this truck, it's got aftermarket headlights in it, which is kind of like the sport style, but with a single bulb. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not, but now I do have security system in this truck. If you guys have these trucks, make sure you have some sort of a security system on them. It just, like, come on. I don't understand, like, some switches, I do make a security system setup. I don't know if I'm going to continue. I think I have 6 or 7 of them. The big thing is that the components are expensive and they're labor intensive, so they're expensive. But we'll see. I might continue to make them. I guess it depends whether there's a lot of call for them. But I'm going to put one. We're going to put one in the Shorty, and I don't have one in this. I have a different setup, which I am obviously not going to show for obvious reasons. But I do have one in this, and this actually has like a security system, like key fob security system. And I'll do the same thing to that because I'd like to have a, you know, so I can unlock and lock the doors. That's something I hate doing them, so I'll probably have somebody do it. But anyways, there's some things that just I'd rather pay to have done because I just don't want to do it, to be totally honest. But now, the engine that's in this thing is not stock engine, but it's not super crazy, what I would classify as a normal build for us kind of idea. So it's got a stock style piston with the low, I shouldn't say the high, the low ringland in it. And not a big ring gap. It's on the mid end of spec. It has 5x16 injectors that I built with Bosch components, obviously with Weston's assistance. It has a max and balance 215 horse pump from Farrell Diesel. Seth over there, he gets all my performance pumps. You know, for all of my performance stuff goes down there. Just a great guy to deal with. If you guys need pump work, send it over to Seth. You're not going to get better than him. And there is lots of other guys. That's just who I deal with. So just, you know, I've dealt with Seth for, oh man, I think he did the first one he worked for somebody when he did the first one for me. So anyways, it's got the dual ram on it, obviously. It's got a BD intercooler, which is actually something that we're going to have to buy for that truck. I don't know if it's going to buy BD or which brand I'm going to buy. This actually originally was for that truck, but I got carried away and put it in this. So it's got a Ats manifold, which if I ever take it back off, yeah, I'm going to go to a Steed, but that's just, it's on there again now, so I'll leave it alone. It's got a GT3788R, which is a ball bearing 63.5. Most guys call them 64 mil turbos, with an S482. Yeah, S482. Been a while. S482 on the bottom, but it's a frame, so it's basically the same setup as an S475, but the cover has been machined out and has had a 82 mil compressor wheel put in it. It works good. It has a relatively tight housing on it. It's got a 1.1 housing on it, and then the secondary has a 1.1 housing with an 80 turbine. So it's a pretty big, like this side is on the big side and that side's on the small side, but it works really well. I like the way this truck as it sits right now on its winter tune is making 620 horsepower, and it makes like 46 pounds of boost. It is like, it works good. It's clean. I do need to retune it because I was monkeying around with it and I just kind of screwed the tune up. But that will be something I'm going to do. We're going to do a bunch of tuning on this truck. I've had a bunch of guys ask about tuning. So we're going to do a bunch of AFC tuning and playing around with some timing, because this has an adjustable timing gear on it, so it's easy to adjust the timing. Now, it has a camshaft in it. It's got a Hamilton 188 220 in it. It's got stock rods. It's got performance bearings. The head has a little bit of bowl work and a little bit of exhaust work done to it, nothing major. Like I said, it's not a crazy engine. It works well. I like the way it runs, you know, that type of stuff. So it has a the transmission was built by my buddies at Commercial Powertrain here in Calgary, or they're in Balzac, but just outside of Calgary. That's who builds my transmissions. I'm gonna build the one for the Shorty myself, just because I want to do the whole build myself. Nothing against them. I want to do the whole build myself. Carl said he would come down and just kind of oversee me, because I am not a transmission builder. So he said he'd come down and just take a look at everything, make sure specs are good and all that type of stuff for me. So that was awesome of him. I don't know what else. Not anything crazy done to it, really. I don't think. I've had the truck. It's got a one-piece rear drive shaft in it. They said it's got the Dana 80 I put in there. It's got 410 gear I put in. I might hate myself for that when I go to the smaller tires, so we might switch that around again. But here nor there. We've got a one-piece rear drive shaft, aluminum. My buddy over at Driveline Specialties built that for me. There again, here in Calgary. Corey over there, and we'll do a video when I go over and drop off the drive shafts for the short box. I'll do a video and we'll check out his shop, as long as he's okay with that. I haven't asked him yet, so I would imagine he's good shit. So anyways, that's just kind of an overview. Nothing crazy. It's got a rad, so it's got the newer style aluminum rad. I would have, that would have came in a, let's say I don't know what year they started, 2000 probably, 99, 2000 I think, when they went to the aluminum core rad. It does cool a little bit better. Other than that, there's not really, this thing has literally been, it's got head studs. And it doesn't have main studs. No, it doesn't have main studs. This truck has been basically in this type of form per se. I put an engine in it last year. I wanted to change the setup because it had marine pistons and stuff in it. And then we had another catastrophic failure, but that was a turbo thing. It had nothing to do with the engine, but we ended up tearing the engine out again, going through it and putting it back in again. It has been a solid truck. I love the truck. But it's starting to get pretty tough. It looks like it's in good shape, but the cab mounts and the floors and stuff are starting to get kind of shitty. So I think it's gonna get painted one more time, and then the next time I think the truck will be done, and then I'll just pull this drivetrain. We'll come out of this truck and go into a different truck. But anyways, that's here nor there. I don't know. I know guys were asking about it, but like I said, I'm going to be doing some stuff on this. So we're going to be pulling the U-bolts, which I actually put it not that long ago, but anyways, we're going to be pulling the U-bolts, pulling the blocks. We're going to be, that's actually something else, which a lot of guys probably will talk about, but we're going to set pinion angle, make sure that pinion angle is set properly, because that is a big deal on these things. That lots of times they get a vibration, and the vibration is because the pinion angle is off. So, and there's a few things that I do need to fix. The power door locks aren't working as good as they used to. I need to fix, I want to put LED headlights in it. I'm going to do a relay setup for the wiring, which it has one in it, but I want to redo it. And I had somebody ask about it, so we'll do that at the same time. Just, we're in there. What else is wrong? There's a few things that I need to fix. Cruise control isn't working because the clock spring is broken, so we'll change the clock spring. I'll do a video on that. So there'll be a bunch of, we'll do a bunch of stuff, a bunch of content on this thing. And then it's going to go through a bunch of changes too. So obviously we'll, go through all those changes and I'll do videos on all that stuff for you guys that want to see that stuff. I know some of you guys are here just for the engine stuff. I am going to do some cool stuff, some play stuff. I do want, we get kind of crappy winters here, so it's hard to do, you can't do, fun stuff. So, but when I get the race truck out, got to do a little bit of stuff to the race truck. I'm going to not do too much to it this year. I don't think. I'm just going to run it, as long as we don't have any problems, obviously. I'm going to just run it. I'm not going to tub it this year. We're going to do that next year. That'll be next winter, one of next year's or this coming winter's projects. Tub it. We'll do a bunch of stuff to it. I'm trying not to cage it. It's going to go fast enough. As long as I can make it hook, it'll go fast enough that we aren't going to be able to keep a tire on it. But I don't really want to cage it. I don't want to make it a purpose built only. I want to do another truck to do that. So I want to, I don't want to do that. And it's a really nice truck. The truck's in really nice shape. So anyways, now something else I wanted to talk about. This truck I actually sold to one of my buddies. So that truck's going to be going away, other than I need a few pieces out of it, but that truck's going to be going away. So we'll get some extra space. This thing, so I got my C can, that's one of my C cans, and then we got this thing just for some storage. It runs and drives. And then we got Andrew's truck, which I've done a video on before, but he broke an input shaft. So he's got the tranny tore out of it. And for you guys that don't know, Andrew used to work for me. I actually laid him off just over Christmas time. For the guys that don't know, I basically have quit doing automotive repair in-house. I'm doing a little bit of stuff, but not very much. It's just we've got so far into doing engines, and I'm trying to, you know, the landscape of the business is changing. So just, you know, thought I'd mention for the guys that wanted to know. But you know, like, I'm still buddies with Andrew and all that stuff, so you know, help him out when I can. Now, the question that I have, front too. So this is a truck that I have that it's just a cab sitting on there, obviously. Actually, the box, I do have a box for it, it's over there, but I'm not going to use the box. I have this old Fargo that I was thinking about taking this cab and putting out that blue truck that you guys would have seen it in the video before we did the frame, like before I brought the frame in. That was the truck that the frame is sitting on, or was sitting on. I have this cab, and I was thinking about using this cab on top of that frame, and I don't know what I'll do for a power plant, but it'd probably be a 12 valve or something simple. I don't even know if I plan on keeping the truck if I build it, so I don't want to spend a boatload of money on it. But it does need some floor work and stuff. The floors aren't awesome in it, but just something I was just curious. Like, I know it's been done lots, like, it's not that it hasn't been done on the internet, so it's not like I just thought it would be cool. This truck's really not worth anything per se, so I was kind of thinking it'd be cool if I took it. So that's a 2007 and a half, so let's say 2008 Dodge truck frame, dually cab and chassis. If we were to take that cab and drivetrain out and put this on it with a 12 valve, let's say with a NV4500 maybe, I'd actually prefer an automatic, but we'll see. My automatics are starting to get thin, so I don't want to get rid of too many automatics, being that I know I'm not going to keep it. But just let me know in the comments if you guys are interested. Any of this stuff, I want to do the, like, you know, some of the stuff I'm going to do regardless, but I want to do the content that you guys want to watch. So if you guys don't want to watch it, then I'm going to still do it, the jobs, like I'm still going to do the projects and regardless. But I just want to know whether or not, you know, if some of this stuff you guys don't want to see, you know, it's like I won't spend as much time, you know, doing stuff on it. So, but I think the projects are cool. This thing, I don't know when I'll do that. Maybe next winter. I want to do some stuff to the race truck. Yeah, and it's not like a, you know, a project's never done. You guys know that. But we got the short box are going to get painted next winter, or this coming winter, fall. My 3/4 ton will get painted probably in that same realm of time. So that both of those will be ripped apart. We got the race truck to do a bunch of stuff on this winter, and then I was kind of thinking that. Now I do have another project in mind. I'm going to keep that one to myself for now, but I have to find it first. So if I find it, if I buy one, then I'll let you guys in on the secret. But until I find one, then I'll keep that secret. And let me know if you guys want to see more of this truck too. You know, we can do, I did do a video on it. Yeah, I did do a video on it. If you guys look back, that was when I first started the channel. This is obviously a first gen. It's got a compound 12 valve in it. It makes around 600 horsepower, but it's on a 3rd gen frame. So it's a 3rd gen frame, 3rd gen diffs, dually. It was a pretty cool build. He still has to finish the deck and stuff. It's got a 48 manual valve body in it for a trans. He broke the input shaft, which is just, you drive like animal, you break things. So I like to bug him that he drives hard, because he does drive hard. He says he doesn't, but he does. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.